Hello, my name is Helle, and today I want to share a story that I call From Heaven to Hell. And I'm laughing because life can be so many things, and sometimes you can really feel the magic, like you're feeling so blessed, and then in the next second, it's like shit, or even worse, just not a good place to be. And I think it's a good reminder for all of us to remember that we have these changes just like seasons, and also to not ignore it, and maybe be even aware that they can both exist at the same time even. So it's easier to kind of go yay when it's great, and also be like, okay, now it's not that great. And I was in heaven just a week ago, and it started already in 2020 with my first Tony Robbins event. He is this big coach in the US, and he even has his own movie at Netflix called I'm Not Your Guru, if you're interested in checking him out. And so I attended online events because it was during Corona, and I would probably have not done it otherwise. But what to do? We were shut down. So I started attending his different courses. And after something called UPW, Unleash the Power Within, I kept going to these courses and events. And at some point, I started to get ready to be a part of his team. So I started crewing. And when you crew, you have this black shirt. And after a while, it was time for me to apply to become something called senior leader. And then you get an orange shirt if you get, if they invite you to be one. And you had to then complete all these courses and events, and I had done that. And yes, I became a senior leader in 2024, 4 years. And when you become a senior leader, the next step on that ladder is to become a trainer. A trainer for Tony Robbins. And in Norway, when it comes to his events, we only have one Norwegian trainer, and that is a man called Jakob. And I'm not sure how long he has been a trainer, but probably for at least 10 years, I think, if not 15 years. But this is me just guessing. I should have asked him. Anyways, so when you become a senior leader, you attend more events and you serve all these people. That's what you do. When you are on the events, you support Tony's mission to end suffering in the world, and you help the participants to integrate the tools and the information they are getting through live events, both in person, like in Cologne. I've been there twice as a senior leader with a big stadium with 15,000 people, or online events with even more people. And you have these Zoom rooms where you attend and you have this group of people. It can be between 60 to 200 people in one room. So then I was a senior leader, and my goal was to become a trainer. And I was told I was going to be one indirectly, and pretty direct by some trainers too. So I was hoping and thinking and expecting to be one in December 2025. And then they promoted a lot of people and not me. And when you really, really want something, My experience is that you not always get it at the time that you want it. And I for sure didn't get that after how many days? 8 days, working 17 hours. And I'm not complaining. I mean, I love being a part of the environment. And when that happened, I really had to go into my heart and be like, why am I a part of Tony's team? Why am I here? And I found my answers. And kind of what I will say is that I become a Helle trainer in that moment. And although I've been a personal trainer for 20 years and coach and so on, but now we're talking about Tony Robbins trainer, obviously not yet. And then I became like Helle trainer. So I stepped into that role. So one thing I decided was that I had to kind of attend the events, not that intense, because you change, it's another time zone, it's there are intense days, and I have kids and I have work and all this stuff too. So the next event in March 2026, I decided to do it part-time. So, and I was then Helle trainer, just kind of peaceful, happy, and not expecting anymore. Not in the same way that I had. So we didn't work as much as a full-time, and when the event was over, I had barely spoken in the team I was in, but I was okay. I was just smiling and doing what I was supposed to do, but basically supporting the team and the participants, maybe by just my presence. Not always that you need to use your words that much. So I went to sleep, and the next morning I got up out of bed and I was like, okay, let's check. We call it a Slack channel. Maybe you know it. It's like a place where all the trainers and senior leaders and crews communicate. When you have all these people, you really need to have a channel. So I checked it just to see if there was any information in my room that I needed to follow up on the day after. But it was no new messages. So I was like, okay. And then it was time to get my kids to school. And then I remembered that I hadn't turned off my flight mode. And I turned it off. And what happened was that there were many messages waiting for me and a lot of congratulations, because I had been promoted as a trainer. And I still get emotional. Even though it's now, we are in August, and I wasn't even there when it happened. I was asleep. And I think it's like 300 trainers around the world. And for me to get that promotion meant so much to me, even more than I thought. And all the feedback from the community, we are like a family. All that day, I just got all these messages, and I was just say thank you, thank you, thank you. And kind of getting the feedback back from the universe that I knew in my heart that I'm a trainer. And now I was a Tony Robbins trainer. So that was huge. And at that time, I didn't share it with you. I just shared it with the people closest to me. I just needed that time to, as I also said, maybe you know, just to be with me, and I just kind of embraced that promotion. And I didn't sign up for any more events before now in July. So I got my shirt sent in the mail, not in the mail, in the, sorry, mail, in the post service. Yeah, somehow, I don't remember the word right now. Anyways, so I got this box, and I couldn't open it. I knew it was my trainer shirt and my jacket, but I just put it. First, I was like, I'll do it, look at it when I have the time. And then it went like a week, 2 weeks, and my kids were like, aren't you going to open it? I was like, no. So I put it under a couch at the end. I was like, when it's time, it's time. So, as I said, the event I signed up for was in July, Leadership Academy. We are supporting leaders, my first trainer event. Super excited, a little nervous, but not that much. I was just ready to rock. So I put the shirt on, it was amazing, and I was just ready to go. And the event went fantastic. I was together with a co-trainer, and it just felt like, how can I explain that? I don't know. I was just very ready. It felt very natural. And of course, I've been coaching for 20 years, so that part is not new. But to be a toner trainer, that was new. But it was magical. It was heaven. That was my point. It was heaven. And I just enjoyed it, although I worked till 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, long hours again. But it was great. And then, on the last couple of days, I started to get some pain back in my back. And I was like, okay, maybe I stretched a muscle or something. And when the event was over, I just felt like, okay, maybe I need to work out. Tried to stretch and strengthen, and nothing helped. And then it was the evening, I noticed I had some spots on my back. And I was like, this is not... It was like a flower on my back, on the right side. So I had my insurance, and I called the doctor, and I got the appointment on screen. And then it was time for the hell part, because what happened was that I had gotten something in that we call in Norway, we call it helvetes ild. It means hellfire. And in English, you call it shingles. So my body went on fire, literally. I have never experienced anything like that. I'm laughing now. But this small flower of like it looks like mosquito bites. And all night I was laying and felt like someone was stabbing me or punching me. I think the reason why they call it helvetes ild, hellfire, is because it was hell. I was told it looked like I was going to die. I was obviously not, and thank God we had pain. We had some medicine to reduce the pain. So 3 days, 4 days with that, from heaven to the hell. And I will say I have been in different and much worse hell situations. I just want to say that. There are other situations I wouldn't wish for anyone that I've been in. Not this either, like this thing, not something to recommend to get, I will say. And again, from heaven to hell, it was the best experience to be a trainer on my first Tony Robbins event. I can't wait for the next one. And I will not recommend the shingles experience. And with that, I know that no matter what comes tomorrow or the next day, there will be heavens and there will be shitty times. And often they come at the same time or very close to each other. And that's how it is. And I think to accept that is super important. And secondly, remember that without hell, it's hard to have heaven. You need the opposite, like day and night. So I don't think it's a goal to suffer, but pain is definitely a part of life. So let's not ignore it, accept it, and as soon as we can, use that pain to move over to the pleasure again. And with that, I want to thank you for your time, and I hope that this story is something that nourishes you on some level. That was my intention anyway. I wish you a great day, afternoon, morning, whenever you are looking at this video, and thank you.